How are you? Nice to see you today. Come on in, get comfy, plug in your headphones. If you're on the machines working out, keep going, keep going. Can you believe it's March already, you guys? Isn't that crazy? If you're new here, hi, my name's Audrey. I am the Salty Psychic. I'm a real live psychic medium in the flesh through the video. And I'm a bit salty. I have a little bit of an attitude problem, a little bit of an anger problem when it comes to murderers. They make me angry among some other random people. Anyway, come on in. We have a few things to talk about today, but before we start with that stuff, please, let's get the business out of the way. Go ahead and hit that like button because I know you're going to like the video. Just do it. And then also hit the subscribe button. We got to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers so we can do some live shows. That's really what I want to do. And then don't forget to share this video. You can copy the link. You can just straight forward this video to anybody you want. And in fact, strangers, I don't care, whoever. So come on in. Glad to see you. Glad you're here. And so I have my list of to-dos. We are going to do comments, and I'm going to reply to some comments. Speaking of comments, you guys, let's talk for a second. Did my last video scare you? I hope not, because that wasn't my intent, which was, what did I call that video? Episode 18, is it safe to watch horror movies? I hope that didn't bother you or upset you. You just have to be in the know. I just want you to be educated. If you choose to continue to watch horror movies about demonic possession, I don't even like saying the words out loud or thinking them in my mind, but that's up to you. I'm not the demon police. I'm not the horror movie police. You guys are adults. You do what you want. I'm not going to judge you. If you say, Audrey, I saw this movie. I absolutely loved it. Okay, that's good. It's just not for me. And it's just not for some people who are sensitive. I'm very sensitive because I talk to dead people. The last thing I want is a dead demon or something to come into my presence. So anyway, I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't get one single comment on that video. That's never happened out of all the previous years on YouTube and stuff. Never had a video that had 0 comments. So that's interesting, you guys, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm just trying to educate you. Okay. Education is good. Now, it's been like a week or 10 days since I threw out some options for you guys to name yourselves as my kind of sidekicks, my girls on the side. We're mostly women here. If you're a dude, I'm sorry. That's fine. But it's mostly women. So I often refer to everyone as she. So anyway, you guys have decided you would like to be called Saltines. And that's the name my husband came up with. So like a saltine cracker, but without the cracker, but the Saltines. You guys are officially Saltines. So welcome, Saltines. Come on in. So I thought that's fun, because we are kind of like a club, not a cult, not a clique. We're just a fun group of women who like to chit chat and shoot the shit. Is that the expression? Anyway, so welcome, Saltines. Now, you guys, I did kind of briefly I have my notes. I briefly looked at a couple of comments over the last few days. And one comment I saw was something regarding the Watts case. That is the one case I will not discuss any further, any longer, because it's so sickening to my physical body, not to mention everywhere else. I can't talk about it. I just can't, because I've channeled Bella and Shanann so many times, and I just have to move on from that murder. And I think some of my old videos are still on with the Armchair Detective. I think he still has the collabs we did. I went on his show a couple times. So I think those videos, he still has them up. So you can go watch those videos if you want to find out my feelings on who did it and how and blah, 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 and some actual details of that night, which again, I can't talk about. I just can't. It literally is just so sickening because I know you guys know that I can see things, but when I say that I'm at the site, I'm at the moment of the murder, as murder's happening, it's real for me. It's literally like I'm there watching somebody do this. And to not have the ability to stop someone from murdering, especially children and women. I mean, of course, men too. Men count. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, you would do anything to stop somebody from murdering these children. And it's like, I keep finding myself just going, God, can we just go back? Can we go back a few hours? Can we go back a few days so we can text Shanann and tell, you know what I mean? So, and you know what? Here comes Spirit. And I really don't want to, I'm sorry. I can't talk to anyone in that case. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that and not discuss that case. But my husband did show me yesterday. He's like, did you see that picture, or did you know that the Watts house is sold or that they're tearing it down? I'm like, honestly, I don't even care, because whatever they put where that house is or was, it's not going to be good vibrations. It's still, the horror is always going to be there. You can't remove that. So he showed me a picture of the people who bought the house, and it's a young couple. At least this is what the photo was. A young couple with 3 blonde girls. Young girls. Why? Why would you do that? Whoever you are, why would you do that? To somehow make yourself famous? That's not something you would want to move yourself up the ladder of social, what's that word? Socializing? No, I don't know. Anyway, that's not a good way to become known. There's a lot of other ways you can get your face and have your 15 minutes of fame, but something like that, I just am appalled by, and I don't know what's going on, why the house is now being torn down. I don't know, and I don't need to know. I already know what's going on up here with everyone. I don't care about anyone in that case that's left behind, basically, is what I'm saying. So, no, I'm not going to talk about the Watts case. Nothing new. Everything I said is still the same. All right, so let's talk about Brian Laundrie real quick. Dead, alive, or don't care? Again, I'm not an animal, you know. I don't want people being killed or just kill themselves. So, you know, I do have a heart for human beings. But honestly, if he was dead, if Brian Laundrie was dead, how upset would I be? Well, not terribly upset, because he allegedly murdered Gabby. And if he's alive, what do I say to that? He got away with murder. And it's like I said before, Brian Laundrie is not going to get caught. He's alive, by the way, if you're just now tuning in. This is the Petito case, where little skinny young lady, Gabby Petito, was murdered allegedly by her boyfriend, because he says in his suicide of sorts letter that she tripped over something out in the forest, he hit her head, and she begged him to shoot her and kill her. You know, I have to say this. There's a good thing to this situation with Brian Laundrie, and that is Well, that was so terrible of an excuse. This probably is his first murder or his family's first murder. So that's the good news, I guess. But the bad news is that's the stupidest, dumbest, most ridiculous reason. I mean, whose idea was that? To say that she tripped and fell and hit her head and she begged you to shoot her. You know, but he ends up getting away with it anyway. He's not dead. He is not dead. I promise you, he's not dead. But he's also never going to be held responsible. So honestly, I think we should get rid of this case unless something new pops up. Get rid of this case. And let's move on to some other cases that have a possibility of actually having some justice served. Suicide from the murderer is never justice. If someone kills someone and then kills themselves, murder-suicide, that's not justice. I mean, yeah, it's good we don't have to pay for the criminal to be taken care of 24/7 in prison for the rest of their life. That's good. I mean, I try and find the positive in things, so that's good. But suicide's never justice. And sometimes I feel like people just really need to suffer. But here in the U.S., they don't suffer in prison or jail. Are you kidding me? Anyway, that's a whole other thing I can go off on. Okay, hold on one second. I just saw. Sorry, I had to stop for a second. I don't know why, but every time I go to do a video, my son's teacher starts texting me, and I can't stop the filming and pause it to check the messages. Anyway, I'm back. I'm not sure where I left off, but I see Murdoch on my notes here. So I was not familiar with this Murdoch case where the husband allegedly killed his wife and son. Well, now I'm very aware of the case, and I've been watching lots of videos. I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. Really? Really? This is my life? This is my life? Okay. All right. And I saw the Netflix special. Oh my God, here comes my sneeze again. Excuse me. Anyway, I saw was it Netflix? Anyway, I saw the special. I think it was Netflix. I saw the special. Man, oh man, these people, these Murdoch people, Alex's father, just a whole new perspective of who these people were. However, none of these other things that happened is evidence that Alec killed his son and his wife. It's very interesting information as a documentary and human interest stories of the gay kid that was killed on the road, and then the nanny / housekeeper that she hit her head out front on the steps and all of that stuff. And the boating accident, I saw that information, that video, and all the details about that. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of negative with these people. But again, this isn't information to get a guilty charge in this case. Not at all. Not at all. So let me tell you from my psychic perspective what I have seen so far with the murder of, what's mom's name? Maggie, and then the son, Paul. I'm going to throw it out there. I know some people are not going to agree with me. Like my husband probably won't agree with me, but I'm telling you right now, this is what I am saying. I haven't talked to the deceased in this case. What I see is, this is what spirit shows me. Okay, let's say, put your mind in the Murdoch case. We got Maggie and Paul, and then we have Alec over here. Here's the dog kennels over here. I see Alec walking in first, and behind Alec are two men. Spirit doesn't show me the murder, the action of the murder itself, but I do see these two men. Has anyone checked the footprints? Do we know if the footprints outside have been checked and validated or whatever? Okay, so that's what spirit shows me. I see two men. They're wearing dark clothing. And I think was it a hot day because Alec was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm telling you, Grandpa Murdoch was involved. Again, I don't like to say things about people who have passed and they're not here to defend themselves, but I will say, in my opinion, from spirit, I do show some involvement from the grandfather, Mr. Murdoch Sr. Now, I don't know if you've ever shot guns before. I mean, probably most people have not. And as I mentioned, I was in the military, and guns are big. They're heavy, especially a shotgun. Those are heavy. They're really heavy. I had to disassemble mine and then reassemble it and make sure it's still shot properly. And that's not a quick reload. You know, these are not, I mean, there was an assault rifle that allegedly was used on Maggie. I've been watching the testimony of the, was he the coroner? I don't know if he was the coroner, but he was the professional. Anyway, the guy who was on the stand, pointing out different, oh my God, my brain. He was pointing out the different bullet holes, entrance, exit, you know, whatever. He was going through all of that. And at one point, I'm looking at his example, he was showing kind of like what the body would have been doing, get hit here and crunching over like this, and then get shot right here. You know, all these different things. I'm telling you right now, there's no way one person could have used a shotgun, and then switched over to an AR. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I have not been shown that Alec did any of the murdering himself, and I know you guys are going to hate that. I would be happy to say that I'm wrong if Spirit can confirm that. Spirit's not confirming that someone else did the murdering, but they do show me two other men. So that's very interesting. And I know Alec is, you know, he's a good crier on TV. He is. But as I look at him, I get a lot of information just by a photo or something. But like I said, if I wasn't a psychic, I would say he's not guilty. And that's terrible. Someone's guilty. He might be guilty of hiring someone to do the job. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there about the vision Spirit has shown me with Alec in the front, two men kind of in the back. Okay, here comes Spirit. They're confirming yes. So I'm getting full body chills that they're saying, yes, Audrey, exactly. We are telling you, this is what we're telling you is what you just said. 2 men in the back wearing kind of black, dark clothing. So I don't know about the timelines, the 4 minutes, the TikTok video. You know, there's no DNA evidence. There's nothing. There's no smoking gun, so to speak, to get a conviction. I mean, maybe they will all say guilty, but based on what? It's a lot of responsibility being a juror. So anyway, that's my latest on that situation. Let me go to my comments. See what you guys are up to. All right, Becky Shearer says, hi, Becky. You should ask Brent Lee Kopacka, the dead guy, about the second knife, which sounds like his military-issued one with an orange handle. Now, I can see... Okay, let me back up for a second. So if you're not aware, I did have a spirit come into my presence several times, right here, right behind me, right here. His head's like right here, and he's kind of shy, but he's like, you know, I'll help if I can, but he's like right here. He's here right now. He's telling me. Is that you, Brent? Is your name Brent? Sometimes I ask questions and things happen. Okay, I think this is Brent. And this is in regards to the Idaho 4. So we have Brian Kohberger, who I call Hamburger. And I have seen from pretty much the get-go of this case a second knife. And I said this weeks ago, there's a second knife. It folds in half. It's issued, which I would assume work issued. So it's going to be police or military. I said military, and I said the guy here, he's wearing Army colors, not Marine, but Army colors. And come to find out, there's this guy, Brent Lee Kopacka, who knew Hamburger. He was in the Army. I guess he was shot and killed by the police because Brent was going to try and kill his roommate or something. That's another branch off this situation, which maybe I'll ask him about that later, but not at this very moment. But with the second knife, I have said from the beginning, the handle is a dark color. It looks brown to me. I'm in here looking at it. It looks brown to me with some flecks. It's not a primary color. Not red, not orange, not blue, not green, not yellow. Did I say red? Not red. So if Becky's saying there was an orange-handled knife, if you've done any art, you know you can kind of have an orangey brown, like an orange with enough brown undertones. So I'm not sure what this orange knife looks like, Becky, but perhaps what Spirit is showing me orange, but I have to go with the brown still. But I would be interested in looking at this orange-handled knife. And someone also mentioned the letter C, that Brian and his dad stopped in Colorado on the way to Pennsylvania cross country. And I know there's something with that. And I'm waiting for Spirit to confirm. Spirit is telling me, no, the letter C that Kaylee showed me, go back and watch my videos. Kaylee and Maddie came into my presence in this very room, and Kaylee spoke to me, and she kept showing me the letter C, 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 C. Okay, well, we had the corner club. Spirit's saying no. Okay, Spirit's telling me, yes, no corner club. And then I thought maybe CCTV. That would make sense. Spirit's saying, no, not that. And Spirit's here right now telling me, yeah, no, not that either. And then I saw a lady right here, kind of right here, older woman, and she said her name's Carol. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a letter C. Who is Carol? Can anyone find out who this Carol is? It could, but this is why I need help when I channel Spirit. I don't know these girls, but this is like any other regular reading that I do. I need you to tell me, who's the letter C? Who is it? But anyway, I see Carol. I don't know if she could have been a teacher, but she was an older woman, and she's been passed for a little while. But then when I heard stopping in Colorado, I can picture them dumping that knife somewhere in Colorado. Hamburger and his dad, Hamburger Sr. But Spirit hasn't confirmed a Colorado drop-off point for that second knife, which I have to say, this is all alleged. This is all in my mind because I'm just a crazy psychic medium. And we all know what most of the world thinks about psychic mediums. So whatever, I don't care. They miss out. They miss out. They miss out. Not my problem. So I would love to see a picture of, maybe I'll Google it. Can I Google, let me just Google it right now. I'm just going to Google it. Army issued, I don't even know what that's, some sort of folding knife. I didn't get a knife in the military. Oh. I do see M2205 military issued pocket knife. It's not that one. But I do see on here a buck knife. A buck knife, the 55 knife. So if you Google Army issued folding knife, there's a knife that comes up for sale for $70, and it's a buck knife. I think we've all heard of a buck knife. Yes, that's what it freaking looks like. Let me click on images to see some other kind of knives. See, if we were live right now, you guys could be doing this research with me. And we could do it together. Okay. If you have a moment, I know everyone's crazy busy, but if you have a moment, just Google this buck knife or Army issued folding knife and check out the buck knife, B-U-C-K. That's what I'm seeing. And I think that's a fairly common knife. Now, I'm going to interrupt myself because I wanted to mention another case, which is the Sierra Lamar. Sierra Lamar. This case happened just a matter of miles from where I used to live. And when this happened, I lived there. And it's a case of a high school girl, Sierra, disappearing. And there's been no body recovered in this case, which is horrible. But Spirit has put her on my mind today. And a couple years ago, my friend Rachel and I, remember this, Rachel, when we went out to the areas where Sierra Lamar potentially could have been dumped. So we walked out in the middle of nowhere through swampy wet grass, dirt, mud, and then we went to another location where there's like a ditch and a water reservoir or something down there. And I'm telling you, Spirit's still showing me, and this spirit has talked to me. Sierra has talked to me, and she showed me she was in the trunk of a car at this gas station on Monterey Road and Cochrane, and that's in Morgan Hill, California. She showed me she was still alive when she was on Cochrane and Monterey Road at that gas station. But she's showing me, Sierra's showing me, that there's something of hers that can still be found out randomly out in the dirt somewhere. It's, even though it's kind of, I don't want to say it's not a solved case, because there is someone serving a life sentence and potentially the death penalty for this, even though there's no body. There was DNA evidence in his trunk or in the car. I don't know if it was trunk or inside the car, but anyway, she's telling me she was in the trunk, so that would make sense with the DNA. But she was alive. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there in case there were any Bay Area people still trying to figure that one out. That was really, really bad. She was just in high school. So, okay, let's get back to, I like sitting here better. I could see outside. All right, let me get back to my comments. And Sandy Star says, Kaylee's last name is Consol. I can't say it, Kaylee. Or Sandy, I can't say it. Congalvez, I don't, there's certain Spanish words my brain doesn't function on. So, Gonzalez. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Andrea's in Brazil. You're from Brazil. Are you still in Brazil, Andrea? Okay. Okay, Michelle P. says, hi, Audrey. Thanks for talking about this case. That's the Murdoch case. They all seem like awful people to me. They are. Also, who killed JonBenet Ramsey? Again, I have a not popular answer. For JonBenet Ramsey. Spirit has shown me pretty much from the get-go of me inquiring about it from Spirit, it was a family member, and I'll leave it at that. Because again, this is a case where clearly no one's going to be charged. There's not any justice for JonBenet Ramsey, and I see someone, and it's not a staff or employee or stranger or whatever. It's a family member. And again, I have to say, allegedly, I'm just making this up. This is just entertainment. Don't listen to me. I'm not giving facts. Okay? Okay. Becky I says, all I have heard is he stole money and he lied. I don't believe he killed them. And she's referring to the Murdoch case. Yeah, he stole lots of money today. But, you know, guys, you may do something sketchy. I mean, we all have, right? We all have. There's varying levels of sketch. And you may think you've gotten away with it until it bites you in the bottom. And you're like, why does this stuff always happen? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I was, yeah, that's right. I forgot that I did that or whatever. We easily forget the things that we do that we don't want people to know that we've done. But karma's a real thing, you guys. Karma, it works for the good and it works towards against you. Okay, let's see. Hi, Madam August Butterfly. Hi. Nice to see you back. Okay, so I don't know why I always have fuzz on my lips. Susanna Cottom says, hi, Audrey. What is Spirit's perspective on people who get away with crimes, murder, etc.? What happens? Does karma kick in? Do some spirits have jobs where they visit criminals in prison and help them to open up to rehabilitation? Yes, but not all. Once you're departed, I've never seen or channeled a single spirit that wants revenge on their murderer. They would like their loved ones to have peace, but they don't want their loved ones to go looking for the murderer. But that creates a problem because it's like, well, I want the person to pay. I want them to be in jail or executed. I'll do it myself. But Spirit doesn't feel that way at all. And it just goes against everything that we are as human beings. We want punishment. We want to see the punishment. We want the punishment to be severe. But again, this is America. Unless you have the death penalty, your punishment's not severe. You can go to college. You can get free college in the prison. Again, I can't go there because my salty comes out and I'm just raging lunatic. So do some spirits have jobs where they go and talk to prisoners? There's not like a team of spirits that will go and visit some specific people or a certain prison or anything like that. There's so many entities on the other side. There's so many spirits on the other side. For example, who might protect you? If you have a loved one that's passed, sometimes they'll come in and they'll tell me that they're watching over you. Consider them a guardian angel. We're not angels when we die, okay? But we can appear as angels because we fly in, we fly around, and we fly out, we come back, and we fly all over the place. That's our energy floating around. You've seen it here. Well, I've seen it. The orbs, that's the energy. Okay, I'm getting spirit in here real quick. Let's see. Who is it? Announce yourself, please. I'm always scared when I ask spirit to do something because then stuff happens and I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that? Why did I ask for a sign? I don't really want a sign unless it's in here. And you know, Susanna, what triggered me, Susanna, with your question is the Watts case, which I don't want to talk about. I can't. I'm not going to talk about it. Anyway. There are some people in prison who have visits from past loved ones, or if they've become spiritual, if they've become religious while they're there. Sure, because like attracts like. If your mental health is good and healthy and you're trying to promote healing and joy and all kinds of things like that, you're going to feel that. You're going to put it out there. It's going to boomerang right back to you. So I think that's the majority of what people in prison are experiencing. They're experiencing themselves being a better version of themselves that they had been. We will do a full film on hell What is it? What does it look like? Is it fiery? Is there a devil? Is there a stick to stab people with? What is it like in hell? We're going to do a video on that. But I've talked to people who have been in hell. Let me do that video soon, because that one's really, really interesting. And I know on my old channel years ago, I told you guys about a guy who I saw get decapitated. Right in front of me. It was right in front of the school that I was working at. Ugh, it's a horrible story. I have the whole story in my book that I've written. But he's a really, really good example of, I want to say a winner of rehabilitated soul. And I'm proud of him. I never knew him when he was alive, but I knew him while he was kind of away in hell, because I knew he was dead, but he wouldn't let me interact with him until 10 years later. So it's a fascinating story, but I want to share it with you because there's hope. There's hope for your loved ones. If you know someone, you're like, oh, I have no doubt in my mind they went to hell. Well, there's good news about that, and I'll share that with you. I know it sounds weird. Hell? Good news? What? No. Yes. There's a lot of good news. How much time do I have? Okay, my son's coming home from school shortly. Diana was talking to me, Princess Diana. She was talking to me 2 days ago, and I'm trying to remember what she was saying to me. Okay, well, I'm going to end it there. I think I have an itch in my system now. I have an itch to talk about hell, because that's something we've lived by, right? All of our lives. If you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. And I know Catholics believe in hell and Christians believe in hell. And I was raised in a cult. I was raised in a religious cult, caught between my mom's cult and my dad's cult. So I've heard a lot about hell in different manifestations, I guess. So, but I want to give you guys encouragement through my videos. Also, if you commit suicide, are you bound for hell right away? Do you have to go? Do you not have to go? What happens? What happens if you kill yourself? We'll talk about that. I've channeled many people who have committed suicide. So I want to share that with you because there's hope for your loved ones. I want you guys to understand where your loved ones are. Okay? So we'll talk very soon. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you super soon. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.